to do some sketchy shit. Do-da, do-da, hope I get away with it. Oh, do-da-day.
Hiya, folks. This is possibly going to be a short one. Who knows? All of my regular guests have gone to bed already. No big deal. Um, I do have time to tell you about my upcoming book that is available over on Amazon right now for pre-order. Let me play that advert right now. It's only about a minute long. Um, yes, I know I should try and carve the adverts down to about 30 seconds so that I don't lose people's attention and make them click off. But at the moment, nobody's watching anyway, so might as well play it for the people that watch me regularly on the replay. Well, there are 2 people watching. That's surprising. This will fix them. In the early days of the Korean War, an underage boy ran away from his family's farm in West Virginia to join the Army. He quickly transferred to the Air Corps and became a fighter pilot. Somehow, he became useful to several alphabet agencies, so he was recruited to help them during the Cold War. Eventually, he got tired of being a spy and tried to retire. Fate had other ideas. These are some of the early adventures of Captain Tom Darby of the U.S. Army Air Corps. From before that fateful night, he rode his motorcycle around a curve too fast on a back road in rural Georgia and accidentally began a new life entirely. And for those of you who do not already know, this is a prequel to my novelette Abducted, which starts where this book ends. And Tom Darby, retired spy, retired Air Force pilot, had an argument with his girlfriend, hopped on his Harley, and went out to cruise around the back roads of the town where his girlfriend's house was located. Went around a steep curve late at night and accidentally had a fender bender with a flying saucer. And from there, the adventure just got even wilder. These two books are supposed to be back to back. The one that's coming out now first, the one that is has been out for a while. That's the second one. There'll be a third appearance of Tom Darby as a very old spy in the next book that comes out. And then I'm probably going to finish the fantasy novel and submit it to my publisher. And then from there, Tom Darby just will not go away. I wrote him as a one-off character. Abducted was supposed to be the only place he was ever in. It's just every time I write a science fiction story, he has a way of just popping up in random corners and doing Lord knows what. Um, he just, he's like James Bond or Sherlock Holmes. I can't kill him. He's with me from now on. People are going to be demanding more Tom Darby stories as long as I draw breath. And even afterwards, they're going to try and get somebody else to write some. Um, they're going to have to do a lot of research. I'll tell you that right now. Boy, with that my redneck accent just slid right on in there. That's okay. I am a redneck. I'm not ashamed of it. I am a hillbilly. I'm not ashamed of it. Um, hopefully, folks, I will be able to get the first Captain Dan's outdoor cooking video filmed once it stops being so bloody cold outside and I can actually get more things done and get my outdoor kitchen finalized and straightened up and put a lot of the tools away that are taking up room right now. But yeah, that's a thing for the future. I've got a video on YouTube, on my channel on YouTube, and it is basically just me saying, "Hey, this is going to be a thing." And then I tried to film one of me cooking inside the house, doing oyster stew. And every time I thought I hit the record button on the video camera, I hit the pause button. And every time I thought I hit the pause button, I hit the record button. So all I wound up was the 4 instances of me having to pause to let the dog out, to feed the cats, and basically just sit back and take a break while everything marinated and slow cooked. And I went, no, I'm not showing anybody that. It's not even the outtakes. It's basically delete, 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 delete. We'll have an official thing. I don't know whenever it stops being winter in Georgia would be nice. Um, I don't know what the weather is. The weather has been changing so much that I can't keep track of it anymore. We got days of 75-degree heat, and then days of just barely above freezing, over and over and over again. Torrential rains, all kinds of stuff that really do not do me any benefit whatsoever. I need some springtime, and I do mean more than a week this year. Usually in Northeast Georgia, spring is that week when you finally notice it stopped raining and it started getting warm. And as soon as that week is over, you're into 100 plus degrees and 98% humidity month after month after month until it finally you have one day of autumn, and after that it gets cold again. Uh, this is how it is. I'm not going to move. Um, Other places are even worse. Do need to trim my beard up a lot. Sorry about that, but it's only when I see myself on camera that I notice because I don't look at myself in the bathroom mirror. Um, there's a Lost in Space episode that would explain this, and a Doctor Who episode that emphasizes why I never look in mirrors. Although, like Tom Darby, I'm always looking in the reflections in store windows and stainless steel elevator doors and whatever to see what's coming up behind me. Um, it's a life. I've gotten used to it. I'll be 68 in November. I thought the world was supposed to end before that. I got to check the schedule. I think somebody mistyped something. But yeah, not going to go into politics, although I have plenty of things to say about that. I'm just an ordinary guy, and nobody wants to hear my opinion. Stuff will happen uncontrollably until things settle down. Um, if I've learned any lessons from life, it's going to get worse before it gets better. That particular bell curve is very hard to analyze. And people that tell you that it is easy and it's going to take this long, and then the good times are going to last for this long before the next bad times start up. They're basically full of manure. Their eyes are turning brown. So don't listen. Don't worry. It's been like this since the 50s. It'll keep being like this as long as there are people. Don't sweat it. It's not that important. As long as you can manage to locate or um, procure food for your family and for yourself, and manage to keep yourself with sufficient funds to be able to go back and forth to work till you retire and don't have to do that anymore, like me. Um, it's all what goes around comes around. Everything's cyclical. It'll be great It'll be a little bit bad. It'll be horrible. Then it'll be a little bit bad, but reassuring, and it'll be great again, over and over and over and over and over. Been that way since um, something convinced us to stop living in trees and roam the the fields and meadows and uh, forest floors of wherever it is that you believe that we evolved in, or if you don't believe in evolution, uh, there's probably Bible verses to support all your suppositions and whatnot, but I'd check and see if those were Old Testament or New Testament because I've read the book. Uh, when the New Testament came out, that kind of negated everything except maybe the first 5 books of the Old Testament, which are very, very important to Hebrew peoples. And then you've got the Koran, which was also Abrahamic. So you've got Christianity, um, Islam, and Judaism, which are all three descendants of the Abrahamic. I don't want to say traditions. That doesn't sound like the right word, but um, books of the three major religions, and then you've got the Buddhists, which even have an even older set of books, but it's mostly don't care what you believe. It's how to be a better person, being what you believe. And then you've got those folks in Utah, which is basically the fanfic. I mean, it boils down to um, original generation, new generation, um, other people's versions of equally valid things, and then the fanfic. And then you've got other stuff that is, let's just say, L. Ron Hubbard has a lot to answer for. Well, the people that stole his religion have a lot to be answering to. But, you know, cults are cults, scams are scams. Uh, Belief is belief. You can't convince anybody. You can only raise them to believe something. Lord knows I've had my problems with organized religion in the past. They haven't been violent. They haven't been insurmountable, except in personal relationships with other folks that don't believe in the live and let live that I do. Whatever you want, however you think, whatever you believe, as long as you don't harm anyone unnecessarily, it works. Uh, Defend yourself, defend the helpless, question authority. This is all part and parcel to what I view as reality. You may have a different view. I certainly have a different view of alternate timelines than most people, so I've quit trying to explain it. I just I just hope I never wander through another portal again. I'm tired of uh, finding stuff in a place I didn't put it, or putting it stuff in a place I can't find it. And this has been going on since I was a teenager, and it's a little bit young for senility to have set in. So I've just gotten used to it. Mm. Lots and lots of things come together to form everyone's individual philosophy. And that's totally separate from religion, which is usually inherited, or faith, which is usually something you have to come to and adopt. Uh, and the more critically, the better, because that way you don't. If you run across con men, you don't buy into their cons. But if you run across something that is genuinely, I suppose the best word is numinous, something that you experience in and of yourself that you find as inexplicable as, well, particle physics is to me, or well, there are several parts of physics that are inexplicable to me. I'm still trying to get my head around some of the different things out there, different theories. Uh, don't know which one's which, but I'm not that well educated, so why should anybody listen to me? Uh, I'm just a farm boy. Uh, at least I not only talk the talk, I don't bend anybody's ear off with it, except for, right now, and that doesn't count because I'm the only one here, except for my two loyal watchers on, let's see, where they at. Um, they're on YouTube. But I don't only talk the talk, I walk the walk. I do what I believe in, which is, whatever floats your boat, but don't hurt anybody unless they're trying to hurt you. Self defense is a wonderful thing, and it doesn't have anything to do with firearms or crimes or whatever. It's protect yourself mentally, protect yourself physically, protect the people you love, protect your children, um, protect your entire family as best you can. But, sometimes history decides to declare an emergency, and you've got to do something you don't necessarily feel right about, like Alvin York, but in order to protect everybody you want protected, you have to do it anyway. The difference is, when it's all said and done, were you honorable? Did you do what needed to be done and only what needed to be done? Or did you go a little bit off the rails? Or a lot off the rails in some cases. Yeah, it's all up to your own individual conscience. And as long as you got one, there you go. You're all right. Started to quote something from Sherlock, but that might be misconstrued, so I'll leave it silent and unspoken. But I may not be smart, but I'm a smart ass. I may not be educated, but I know a bunch of people that are. And usually I'm lucky enough to where the educated people I know can explain something to me simply enough so that I can, if not fully understand it, then accept it to be something beyond my understanding as it well, my inner editor is screaming at me now, something that's beyond my understanding but still, understandable. That's a really horrible sentence structure right there, and I'd be trying to get somebody to rewrite that if they submitted that into a story. uh Stories. Aphelion finally went live today on its own website in the US and the worldwide accessible network of ndcd.org. And I'm quite happy to get all of that. Only, what was it, 4 days late. So, used to be, we could be almost half a month late waiting on one of us, one or another, because it wasn't always the same person, to do what they said they were going to do. And it's just been because I've been sick almost every other week since mid-November. Whatever this flu, or I don't know what it is, whatever it is, it does not want to let go. There have been weeks when I would get out of bed, I'd make a cup of coffee, I'd drink a few sips of it and go, oh my God, I'm about to throw up, and then pour the coffee down the drain and go back to bed. And not even eat a good solid meal for days because I'm trapped in the bed. It's almost as bad as a very, very serious depression. One of those where you need to seek professional help sort of depression. And there are people that can help you out there with that. Please do seek out their help if you are I think it's called clinically depressed. I don't know for sure. It sounds like the right word, but I probably went with profoundly depressed myself, because that does happen too without having to be um, an issue of your biochemistry being imbalanced. Running out of things to say here. Let's see, we've been on for half an hour. I managed to monologue. Let's see, is there anything else important? Um, well, half an hour. Let me play a couple of ads and I'll be back and see what's going on then. Let's see. No, that's one I already played. Okay. Here's an ad for Abducted, the book that's already out that is the sequel to Disposable Man. And it gives you an idea of some of the things in that one that Disposable Man leads up to. Hello, I'm Dan Hollifield. I'm the senior editor and publisher of Aphelion Webzine, the world's oldest free creative writing e-zine since 1997. Since then, we have helped over 500 amateur writers learn what they needed to turn pro. www.aphelion-webzine.com and read not only what we've got going on right now, but 28 years worth of our archives of stories. Thank you very much. Yes, and you may have noticed that all the music used in this show has been composed by me and performed by my computer, and it's all copyrighted by me, no matter how many times people try and copyright claim stuff I made, which really makes me a little bit angry. But so far, StreamYard and YouTube have said, you do have official copyright claim. We looked it up. Sorry, we will dismiss this without troubling you any further. Yeah. The only things that I don't own are a few little comedy clips and whatnot that get scattered around from time to time. Not many, not many. I rarely ever use them. It's just when the mood strikes. They're there. They can be used. That's fine. Um, I've got a few here that I could probably delete, actually. But, you know, if I were to suddenly need to run down the hall, I have an intermission video which runs for about 3 minutes, which would give me enough time. And then I have all kinds of other things as well in case someone besides me makes an off-color remark. Um, Richie made this sign, and we have adapted it several times for several different people who I am friends with through NDCD and uh, the Rising Tide Network. And not the green room just means this is not the right time or place for uh, entendres or off color remarks. Off color is one of those really interesting words that was pointed out to me by George Carlin many years ago. Um, we have many more ways to describe words we politely agreed not to use than we actually have words we politely agreed not to use. Uh, I think the list of descriptions goes on to about 30 or 40 when there's, according to George, who deserves being a saint. He is Catholic at work. Um, he only found 7. I'm not going to repeat them here. If you really want to know, go look up a YouTube video of George Carlin, uncensored, when he was much younger with long hair and a full beard, going on about the 7 words you can't say on television. If you're not a prude, you will enjoy it. If you are a prude, you will do what other people did at the time and want to take action against some guy that's been dead for years, but his estate is not able to be sued for anything. How about that? You can't even hire a lawyer to get money out of his estate. Won't work. Try it, you'll see. Let's see, what else have we got here? Nothing in the media assets. No comments other than mine. It's been about 40 minutes into this monologue, and without any other panelists on the show or audience members in the chat, I don't know what else I've got left to say. I've promoted my work. I don't have ads for my friends' work. I wish I did, but there's not an awful lot of room on the server for me to upload everybody's ads. Um, wish there were, otherwise I'd be promoting the IndieCD.con this weekend in Feller, Indiana, and even giving some of you who might live in the area and be wanting to go to this convention a free ticket. That's available, but I don't have it's not my own solo studio. It's not my own solo account. I have to share it. So this is just the way things have to be for a while. Now you can in the future look out for me doing cooking videos as well. But that's not going to happen until it's comfortable enough for me to stand outdoors or comfortable enough with the video camera to do something in my kitchen. Well, it's not my kitchen, it's my wife's kitchen. Big difference. Uh, my wife is kind enough to let me use her kitchen as long as I don't make too big of a mess. And I'm allowed to make a few things for her, but not being a professional chef, not being a highly trained chef, not having had any training in cooking anything at all except what I learned from growing up in East Tennessee and Northeast Georgia from my family, what I made up while I was in college trying to keep myself alive. Um, what I choose to do on the cooking channel is going to be what entertains me and I hope entertains you. Probably be a whole lot more calm and collected in the outdoor kitchen than I am inside the house in my wife's kitchen. And usually by the time I had said, hey, I got to go wash those dishes, my wife's already eaten whatever it was I cooked and washed the dishes for me. I'm going, no, no, you shouldn't have done that. I made the mess. I need to clean it up. Let me be responsible. But no, she's one of those ladies that what is the best way to put this? I don't know. Um, she's not content to wait. She'll wash frying pans and dishes and utensils while she's cooking. She didn't wait till she's completely finished. It'll be clean as soon as you put it down. If she's not involved in one of her hobbies, uh-uh. You put a knife in the sink, you put a frying pan in the sink, she's going to wash it before you can turn around and get it back out and reuse it for something else, which makes me feel guilty about getting the pan dirty again because all I did was, you know, heat up some onions and a little bit of ground beef, beef mince for my fans who are not uh, from the U.S. I know I have several people that I'm well acquainted with over in England and Europe. Um, they have, as they should, an entirely different vocabulary from what I use. I mean, seriously, they might refer to okra as, "Oh, that's so a wonderful vegetable," where I would refer to it as, "That crap I can't stand in anything but gumbo." And I don't even know how to make gumbo because I'm not from Louisiana. I can make an imitation gumbo, but it's nothing close to the real thing because I am a redneck and I take shortcuts and I adapt. Now, if you want cooking channels that are worth watching, uh, go watch Andre, go watch Cowboy Kent, watch the H Family. You can uh, watch James's mom. You can find a lot of really good channels out there that'll get you started on how to do things, how to be creative, how to learn new things that aren't in your wheelhouse, so to speak, and expand beyond the area in which you live into other cuisines. There are all kinds of things out there. All you got to do is look them up. I can't tell you how to do that because it's almost 11:30, and I've been awake for too long. I've been messing about with the new weather station, one with the little whirligig on top that tells me the wind speed, and a little propeller on the bottom that tells me the wind direction and whatnot. I haven't mounted it on anything yet. I've just got it sitting out on the front porch, trying to get it acclimated to the control unit, which is back here and probably too close to my computer to be really hitting on all cylinders. But this is the best I can do right now. Um, I've got to finish up doing the stovepipe assembly and construction and whatnot on my outdoor kitchen. I've got to move a bunch of concrete blocks and move my um, charcoal barbecue grill into a better position than it is now. I've already rebuilt uh, the roof of my barbecue pergola. Used to be a translucent plastic roofing material. Didn't hold up to hailstorms very well, shall we put it that way, and it did not hold up to ultraviolet very well. I replaced it with sheet metal. Looks nice. I've got to put the gutters and downspouts on it. I've got to move stuff around. I've got a enormously heavy yet tiny cast iron coal burning, wood burning stove to cook on out there, which I have yet to build a fire in because I'm not finished with the stovepipe and I don't want to be breathing smoke while I'm trying to do something. So that's upcoming. Uh, the new channel will be called Captain Dan's Outdoor Cooking. You'll understand why when you see it. Um, I usually wear a uh, Greek fisherman's hat when I go out in public. Also got a Harley Davidson hat, which I'll probably wear for the Captain Dan videos because it's fancy. Um, but, um, I'm just this guy. I'm not extraordinarily memorable. I'm very quiet. Um, I can walk past you and you won't even notice that I exist. I don't impinge on people's radar. Um, but I don't mind that. Matter of fact, that's what I want to be. Just there when I'm needed, there when I'm wanted, and otherwise invisible to the passerby. Not trying to attract attention. I am trying to sell my books. I am trying to sell my music. I've got, I think it's 8 or 9 albums up on my Bandcamp website, and a couple of audio stories. One of which I narrated and did all the sound effects for. I'm very proud of that. Uh, another, I couldn't find anybody to do the East Tennessee accent that I wanted for that short story. So I wound up recording it myself. Uh, I am extremely proud of that. And it's all stuff that I've been doing. Um, I will continue to do. I'm proud of. Uh, my books are over on um, either the Three Ravens Publishing website or indiecd.org or Amazon. And these all overlap. I mean, they've all got the same thing in them. There's nothing exclusive to one that isn't there in the other. Um, my music is no longer on Amazon because they shut down their create space, and I'm kind of glad of that because they forced me to charge more than what I thought my work was worth to the average person. There's a big difference between what it's worth to me and what it's worth to someone who might be interested in buying it. So these things they happen. I might look up one of the places that burns CDs from lossless FLAC recordings. I've thought about it. I've thought about it a lot, but that would give me one more inventory item to carry to conventions. Nowadays, people are more interested in downloading stuff than they are in buying physical CD copies of anything. The program I use to compose my music is called Music Maker. It's very easy to find online. It's quite flexible once you play with it a little bit and figure out how to manipulate the different sound loops and samples and things. It's not entirely like the 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 old days where I had a program where I could write sheet music note by note. I like that, but it didn't sell well, so it got absorbed by another company, and now it's the original's no longer available, and the replacement is hardly recognizable. So here I am at the 55-minute mark, almost 56. Let's make Dawn roll over in her sleep and reach for her sock puppet glove, because it goes perfectly with this particular clip. We kid her about that, but she's so cute, especially when she's playing up to the camera, but she's also so shy, so we don't really make her do that. She'll be running a table at IndieCD.con at Fowler, Indiana. I think it is Saturday this weekend, and she is hosting displays of people's work, samples of their work, business cards and things like that, mostly for people who live too far away to attend. She may have one or two of my books left. I don't know. She's been doing this for a little while. She might have sold out of them, but that's fine. Get the name out there. Always promote. Brian K. Mormon. No, Brian K. Morris taught all the people at Rising Tide about that. Always promote. Thesis, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say the name of that particular entity. That is not Brian K. Morris, but you got to admit it would be funny the other way too. And a whole lot more relaxed. Well, I'm going to say goodnight, folks. And I think I'll just ruin any attempt that I would ever have at monetization right now. So.
Oh, son of a gun. You thought I was going to say son of a bitch, didn't you?
Transmission overload.
System will shut down.
overload.
System will shut down.
Transmission overload.
System will shut down. System will shut down. System will shut down.